Bitcoin sitting under major resistance right now at about the 10.5K area. Are we going to be able to break through this long awaited trend line resistance? We're going to take a look at the charts, see what might be happening here, to see whether or not we can break through that 10.5K. As of right now, Bitcoin's just been on a parabolic move to the upside. So are we going to have enough volume to break us through? Let's take a look and maybe close above it on the daily. Let's dive on into the charts and take a look at it. Here we go. All right, so if y'all are brand new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We like to put out videos every single day on the channel. If we're not putting out videos every day, then I guarantee you, if you do become a Patreon member, we are providing content every single day on there as well. And then don't forget, we use the Market Cipher Indicator by CryptoFace alongside with the TI Sequential by ToneBase and the Market Guide buy and sell signals too. So if y'all have any other indicator recommendations that y'all might be interested in, I can feel free to maybe take a look at it for you and see what see what it might be all about, and possibly review it on the channel too as well. But we're taking a look with our Market Cipher SR here on the lower time frames. As of right now, we're currently sitting above our VWAP. Our VWAP looks like it wants to hold support for us right at about 10,200. And then from there, it does look like the bulls are just relatively in control. Here in the past couple of days, they've been making nice support above our VWAP, continuing to just push higher and higher here. So it is Monday morning. CMEs are about to open relatively soon. So let's go back to our Bitcoin charts. And it does look like the CMEs have opened here, probably putting in a substantial gap. We're just going to take a brief look at it here to see what we might be able to determine. And it does look like we do have a pretty big gap down here on our daily time frame, or on our 15-minute time frame, right at about 9,600. So we could be in somewhat of a nice little wedge here to the upside, where if we break this ascending wedge, then we'll probably fall back down. But we're not going to get too bearish just yet. Things are looking relatively bullish as of right now, but we do need to consider that there is a CME gap right now sitting right at about 9,600 moving forward. So let's go on into these higher time frames and then dissect the charts a little bit more. So going into our 30-minute time frame, let's take a look here. We're going to go ahead and turn on our Cipher SR or Cipher A, which goes alongside with the blue waves, the blue momentum waves on Cipher B as well. So let's take a look. Okay, so we can also see that, maybe make sure I'm on my Heikin-Ashi candles. There we go. All right, Market Cipher uses, it relatively lines up with Heikin-Ashi's a little bit better, so that's what we like to use on the channel here. But we are currently breaking above also one of our other major resistance lines that have been holding us down all the way back since 20K. So now that we are finally breaking above this, we're going to have to start zooming out on the chart to see if there might be any more trend lines that might be above us. As of right now, all I see here is a 10.5K that has been major resistance for us in our last two parabolic moves to the upside, where we have faced massive rejection previously before. So whether or not Bitcoin wants to break above this and close above it, that's yet to be determined. But we're going to still zoom on out just a little bit, and maybe you get an idea of where we might be headed to. I mean, as you can see here, momentum has just been constantly moving up to the top side. No signs of any downwards pressure. And if we do break into that downwards pressure, it just looks like bullish divergences all over the place here. So money is just moving into this market, and looks like it's at a pretty constant pace to continue moving back into this market as well too. And I do believe that there has been a lot of talk about a second stimulus check. Still a lot of money printing going on too as well. The stock market's doing phenomenal as we speak to as well. So there's a lot of things of money going into these markets right now. People are trying to figure out a safe haven, a hedge against other markets as well too. And Bitcoin obviously being one of those markets where people can kind of turn to for some of the newer generations out there too as well, that lean more towards the technological advancement of our overall finances, right? And that would be Bitcoin itself. So if we start to make this move right above the 10.5K area and we start to see some closes above that, that's going to be super bullish for us moving forward. We could come back down and retest this trend line area as support right at about 10,800. 10,080. So if we do come back down, we'll probably look for a retest here, maybe a wick below it to close that CME gap too as well. But so far, we're not really seeing major major sell-offs just yet with our Cypher B patterns here. So let's go on into our 90-minute time frame, see what might be happening here. 90-minute time frame also giving us a nice support above the VWAP, as you can see here, a clear support above VWAP as of right now. The stair step pattern has just continued to the upside, no signs of it reversing just yet. Now the fact that we are pushing up towards resistance here, we could see a little bit of a sell wall that could take place. This has been major resistance for us in the past. Money flow is still looking relatively nice even here on the 90-minute time frame. A little bit of bearish divergence, but never played out quite like it wanted to. And now we're just consistently moving to the upside here, finding now support above our yellow trend line that took us all the way back to 20K too as well. So let's go on into our 2-hour time frame here, see what might be going on. We're going to turn off Cypher SR. Cypher SR, we're going to turn on our Aldo EMAs, which is a custom indicator I teach you how to set up inside of our Patreon page. Let's turn on the market guide buy and sell signals and TI sequential. We'll turn that on too as well. Maybe get an idea of what our sequential count might be here for the higher time frames as we start to move forward in those areas. We're still getting these strong moves to the upside. Money flow is just a steady move to the upside here, getting in a really nice wealth of money that is coming into these markets as of right now. So obviously, this could be the point of no return for Bitcoin. And, you want to make sure that you're at least dollar cost averaging into these markets. I've been telling my Patreon members what I'm doing exactly, what altcoins I'm getting into. I don't really go over a lot of altcoins on this channel. That could change in the future, but as of right now, we're strictly sticking to Bitcoin and kind of just playing with the charts on Bitcoin to get a reference about where this market might be headed to in the near-term future. So we'll dissect the 2-hour here in a second. We're going to go over here. I did want to tell everyone that is kind of getting into the crypto space and is kind of brand new to it about the Path to Cryptocurrency course. So this was a course created by myself, about years experience in the crypto space, over 3 years of experience inside of the crypto space, problems that I've run into, sending my Bitcoin to a different address that I wasn't supposed to and how I retrieved it, everything from that to how the DeFi tokens are working right now too, and my experiences with some of those tokens as well. But then also there's a load of reference on how to just get started, different websites that I look at on the regular to get certain news updates or to get some on-chain data as well too. So a load of different things that are that's inside of this Path to Cryptocurrency. But I want to start you out for beginners. This is the course for you on how to get started, how to start dollar cost averaging, what exchanges you should be a part of to start dollar cost averaging, making sure that you at least get your foot in the door with some of these exchanges, because a lot of them you sometimes have to KYC verify, and that could take a little time for them to verify it. And we want to make sure that you're on board, ready for this next cycle that could occur probably within the next year or so, and maybe going even on into this year too as well. So if you're brand new to crypto, if you're brand new to this channel, this is the course for you. For my traders out there, I plan on releasing a trading course later on, but obviously we're going to have to wait a little while until we can get our feet settled, and then maybe make some sales on this course too as well. But this is just a one-time payment only option, and then from there on out, you'll be updated on all the other videos that I provide inside of the course for you there. And then for my traders right now, I have the Patreon page, which is for my traders. And we have a private trading group on Discord that is available to everyone that is wanting to learn a little bit more about trading, get my detailed analysis, and learn a little bit more about my ins and outs of the markets, what altcoins I'm looking at. I'll address all those altcoins inside of the Patreon page. I've updated a little bit of the Patreon page as of yesterday. Coins that I'm dollar cost averaging into now, and then also coins that I believe will end up sticking around for a while, and where I want to make sure that I accumulate most of my money into as well moving forward. And a lot of those are on major exchanges already too, but they just haven't blown up to the prices where we could see them later on in the future. So I'll let y'all know what I'm DCAing into. And then also there's loads of other private videos on there too as well, from everything on how I set up my charts to other resources that I've accumulated over the past year, such as Cliff High's WebBot reports, and even going into some psychic predictions about where these coins could be headed to in the future too. So we get a little woo-woo on there too, but most of the time we stay grounded. We're doing our research, and I'm providing the data for you through the Patreon page itself. So you can definitely check out the Patreon page if you're interested in that, and feel free to get signed up for it. Second link in the description box. And then also we have the YouTube membership page, which is where I'll post any private videos that I decide to make, such as the ones I make on my Patreon page. The only thing with the YouTube membership page is that you will not get access to the private trading group. So it is a little bit cheaper than the Patreon page because you don't get access to the trading group, but I still will provide all my private videos inside of the YouTube membership page. So make sure you get signed up for that if you're interested. Links in the description box below. And then also don't forget, we're on our way to 3,000 subs. And once we hit 3,000 subs, we'll do a $100 giveaway in one of my favorite altcoins that I'm still in heavy accumulation of. But when we do the drawing live, I just want to make sure that I have a valid email for you, or a valid Discord username that I can get in touch with you with. So make sure you get signed up for the newsletter. Fourth link in the description box below, and you'll get qualified for the giveaway once you get signed up for that. So let's jump back into the charts here really quick. We're still looking at the 2 hour, this nice EMA spread here to the bullish upsideness right now. Currently finding support above our purple trend line as of right now too. So we could start to consolidate out just a little bit more, but it does look like we are finding support above this yellow trend line, which took us all the way back to that 20K topping out, or the blow off top at 20K. And so even on our 4 hour, our money flow is just looking so nice right now. And I have a feeling that this is probably just going to consolidate out to the side from here on out. And from the looks of it, everyone, it looks like we're probably going to retest this 10.5K and more than likely break through it. One of our I do believe that I had drawn it out already, but you know, our 1 point extension from our triangle here was right at about 11K or 11.5K, and that's definitely well in the books if we decide to make that move past the 10.5K area. We're currently flashing somewhat of a red triangle with the green dot here too as well. So our red dot and our green dot kind of correlating with each other. We can see here that we're still, RSI's in a really heavily overbought position as of right now, but a lot of these assets, I think their time has come, and I do believe that you need to make sure that you are at least DCAing back into these markets if you haven't already, and that you're accumulating and ready for what is to come in the future. So let's go on into the 6 hour here. 6 hour, you know, nice little EMA spread, and this is going to take a while if we start to, you know, get rejected anywhere to kind of clip back down. But this EMA spread, everything is just moving to the upside here, as you can see, and so no more consolidation. This probably was the consolidation out to the side for people to kind of get an idea of whether or not they wanted to continue to move back into these markets or not. Clearly breaking a lot of trend line resistance on these green trend lines here too as well. And if we get back up above 10.5K, folks, woo, yeah, well, you can say that we are off to the races for that, right? We had this topping out 9 pattern here, but didn't quite play out as any type of bearishness. Now we're in an extended bull count, even on the 6 hours. So let's go on into our 8 hour time frame, see what might be happening here. 8 hour time frame, money flow still looking very nice and healthy here, kind of consolidating out to the side. I would probably anticipate another leg up with our green money flow too as well, and then maybe even well, it looks like we could be getting a red dot here pretty soon. We have an aggressive 13 to the downside, so if we start to see another leg to the downside, that, or well, not even a leg, I would say more or less it would probably be a consolidation pattern. These EMAs and this EMA spread right now is just looking pretty bullish for us right now for the most part. So our EMAs are back into a you know, bullish position, with everything lining up from our 13 to our 50 and our 100 all in a clear direction of bullishness right now. So let's go on into our 12 hour time frame, see what's happening here. 12 hour time frame also giving us that nice money flow to the upside here as well too. And I do want to turn on our market guide. Okay, market guide's already on. We'll turn on I think we're good for right now. So market guide is on. We'll turn on the whales buy and sell signal here in a little bit once we get into higher time frames and see what might be going on there and things that we might need to keep an eye out on too as well, because I've been kind of contemplating why we haven't gotten these buy signals just yet on these higher time frames. But I think I might have an idea of what's going on here. We'll talk about it here in a little bit too as well. But just a parabolic move right now. The EMA spread is looking relatively nice. Let the stars align, right? And it does look like we are trying to break through this trend line resistance right at about 10.5K. The fact that we were in a pretty parabolic move here, and we had a major sell-off too as well. But then when we tried to push back up one more time, we couldn't quite get through it. So this is our next, what it looks like to me is our next big parabolic move to the upside, and possibly getting ready to break this 10.5K area moving forward from here on out. Money flow looking relatively nice, ready to start pushing back up even higher, probably on the 12-hour. Let's go on into our 21-hour, see what might be happening here. I don't see any resistance above head as of right now on the 21-hour, at least with our trend lines. And it does just look like everything is kind of coast is clear as of right now, besides the trend lines that I have drawn out, which is right at about 10.5K. We probably want to see our 21-hour and our daily close above this yellow trend line here. And that's probably right at about 10K. So if we close today above 10K, I feel that that's probably going to be relatively bullish. Our daily also giving us a nice little bullish candle here with possible close above 10K. That could happen as well too. We're going to have to wait to see how the rest of the day plays out. Money flow is definitely moving back up into that greenish territory as of right now. This was a major trend line break for us right here, right at about 9,600, 9,700 area. That clean trend line break to then have us, continue to the upside here. Has just been quite parabolic for us. So this was one trend line that I was looking at on our daily. We broke it, and now we're just gonna continue to probably shoot up a little bit more with not major resistance above us. And I was saying in our last video, be very cautious of this because we've been wicked out here on this trend line before. We didn't get that same wick. It looked like the volume was there, the money was there to buy it up, and we're continuing to head up. So one thing I do see here on our daily is that our money flow is still looking relatively thin, but even on our smaller time frames, we've had smaller money flow, but then once we hit back into that greenish area, we continued further up, and our blue momentum wave is currently putting in another high for us as well too, compared back to when we were at here at that 10K or that 10.5K area. So I'm definitely looking for a break above 10.5K as of right now. If that does happen this week, we could continue probably a little bit further up to the upside. And 10.5K we're definitely looking for a close above the yellow trend line right at about 10K. If we get the close above the yellow trend line at about 10K, well, you can guarantee that 10.5K will be the next area for Bitcoin to try and break through. And you can see here right at about 10.5K, we have this green trend line that's right underneath it, and we've had a nice wick up to that trend line almost exactly to the T, and that was right at about 10.4K. So what we're going to have to look at also is probably our 2-day to see what's happening here, and see whether or not we're going to break through above 10.4K. Now if we start to break through 10.4K, well, that's right exactly where that where we topped out last time. And, I just think that if we break through this, we're probably going to end up seeing that 11K area. There's an 11K CME gap ever since we topped out at 14K. That's been kind of eyeing us as well too. So we could come back up and fill that CME gap. I think it's right at about 11.5K if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to go over the charts a little bit more to see what's happening here. Ooh, and lo and behold, look what we got here. We have a buy signal on our 2-day. So this is what I was waiting to see. This is a key area that I was kind of waiting to see what was going to go on and what was going to happen here, and waiting for this signal because we hadn't gotten the signal yet. And I was like, okay, why are we breaking bullish to the upside? We haven't gotten the whales buy and sell signal just yet on our 2-day, but it looks like it has occurred. So this is another kind of bullish sign to just be aware of as of right now. And we've had some consolidation when it has turned into a buy signal, so we just need to be kind of aware right now What I'm looking for is a clean break above 10.5K. If we get that, then it's off to the races. But for right now, we're still kind of remaining cautious. I do want to start DCing back into the market so that way I can make sure that, our chips are in line for if anything is to occur, right? And just be ready for whatever. But I do want to go back over here. Don't forget, everyone, we have the Discord server that is available. It is a public Discord. Once you join and once you click that link to join the Discord server, you'll be brought to a welcome page. On that welcome page, just make sure you read through the community rules and guidelines, and you click the little green checkbox at the bottom of that, and then you'll have access to the Discord server. Now, the trading group has a private channel on there too as well, so you won't have access to that unless you become a Patreon member, but you'll have access to all the public information on there that is available, and I hope that you come join us on there. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so you'll have access to the public information, but the private trading group is only accessible through the Patreon page. And then also don't forget we have the Crypto Takeover announcements page, which is available on Telegram. You can find some of the links in the description box below to join that free Telegram channel. It's just an announcements page, really, so whenever I upload videos, if I'm running any specials or anything, you can be updated right away. And then sometimes I'll update what I'm seeing on the charts too as well, if I'm not able to put out a video or something that same day. And then we use the premium plan by TradingView. If you are using Market Cipher, I would at least recommend that you have the Pro or the Pro Plus plan. It just allows you to have a few more indicators on the screen. As you can see, I have a few more indicators that I use on the regular, which is the Aldo EMAs, and then our custom whales buy and sell signal. So both use custom code, custom parameters. I teach you how to set it up inside of the Patreon page. If you join the Patreon page and you're having trouble finding the videos for it with a quick search, then just message me, and I'll get those video links to you, so that way you can get your chart set up kind of like mine and just reference it whenever you'd like to. So let's move on into our 3-day. So I was waiting for this buy signal. It looks like we got it. Money flow is looking relatively nice here too. It does look like we are just kind of putting in somewhat of a little bit of a higher high here on the blue wave too as well, but we still need to remain a little cautious. We're still it looks like we are still somewhat of in a extended bull count as of right now too as well on our 2-day. Taking a look at our 3-day, what we'd probably want to see next is probably a buy signal on our 3-day. After all this consolidation, we never quite got the sell-off, probably because there was a lot of stimulus check money coming in, a lot of money printing happening, and people really wanting to move their money into certain assets that they know will do well in the near-term future. We can also see here on our 3-day, there's that same trend line right at about 10.4K. So what we're looking for is a clean break above 10.4K. I would imagine it's going to have to be with a substantial amount of volume. So if we do break this, it'll probably go all the way up to maybe 11K. I'm expecting probably the next break above 10.4 to 10.5K to take us all the way to 11K. That's kind of what it's looking like, with just how much bullishness and how much bullish pressure is coming from these pumps here lately, where these candle wicks these candle bodies are just putting in a substantial amount of volume for us to make a clean break above 10.5K and take us all the way to 11K within the next pump, probably, that is to happen. So, but we could consolidate out for the rest of this week, and then maybe by the end of this week see something different, right? And we had a lot of signals on our higher time frames that were telling us, hey, get ready, something could be occurring. We had our green dots down here on our 4-day as well too. Money flow still looking relatively nice as well. So we were hoping to buy back cheaper, but hey, you can't always buy back cheaper all the time. So sometimes you just got to take what the market gives you. And right now, if they're giving us one more chance to buy back under 10.5K, hey, I'm going to take that chance at 10.5K, and I'm going to make the most of it. And there's certain altcoins that I feel like will outperform Bitcoin in the long run. And I'm keeping my Patreon members up to date with that. My trading group is acknowledgeable of everything that I'm giving them here too as well. And I think that they're gonna do well, and it's not all about just Bitcoin. It's about the cryptocurrency space and what it has to offer. We just take a look at the charts on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the leading asset inside of the crypto space, and usually where Bitcoin goes, the rest of the market goes. What the saying is, you know, what is it? I forget the saying. It's like all ships rise, you know, basically something to that extent. Y'all know where I'm going with it. But anyways, let's finish it off here and get on to the weekly chart for the most part. Don't forget, everyone, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way y'all can be updated every single video that we make on this channel. We are on our way to 3,000 subs. So comment down below 3,000 subs so that way I know that y'all are dedicated to this channel. Y'all are coming back for all the information that you can get. And yeah, for sure. Let's go on into our 5-day time frame, see what's happening here. 5-day time frame still giving us a nice little bullish count here, an extended bull count as well. We've had our green dots here for the most part, you know, so our next channel of resistance or line of resistance is right at about 10.8. And what we'd probably want to see is that clean break above 10.5K, and then our next resistance point would probably be about 10.8, and then maybe get back up above, you know, to 11K for the most part. So we're seeing that same trend line here on our 6-day 2 as well, right at about 10.8K. And then if we move into our weekly chart, we'll probably see that same resistance line. So what I'd like to see here is probably a few buy signals pop off for us as well too. Probably money moving back into this market will signal those buy signals. We did get the buy signal on our 2-day already. So that's a clean opportunity for us to say, okay, it looks like things are kind of moving back around for us. It looks like, you know, the stimulus checks are going to be sent back out for next month. People are going to want to put their money back into something. And more than likely, a lot of us are going to move back into the cryptocurrency space. So that's just, it is what it is. The money printing is happening right now. Super hyperinflation will probably happen in the future, and where you put your money is going to matter. So we are getting ready for that. My Patreon members are getting ready for that. I'm providing them with a lot of information that's telling me that we need to be ready for something big to happen, right? So make sure that you are set and ready, and keep tuning back into this channel so that way you can get the latest information. And with that being said, I'll go ahead and end it here. Without further ado, I'll see you on the next one. CTO signing out. Peace.